Chaos has erupted on Sydney train lines, as wild wet weather and flash flooding forces hundreds of trains to be delayed or cancelled. Platforms are packed with crowds desperately waiting for their train to arrive or to see if their route home is cancelled. Some services are delayed for several hours as train lines are flooded by the torrential rainfall. Cancellations limited the number of services arriving to stations across Western Sydney, causing the trains that did arrive to be inundated with commuters. Cancellations have limited the numbers of services arriving to stations, causing the limited trains that have arrived to be completely inundated with commuters. Affected train lines * trains are not running from Hornsby to Gordon on the North Shore line due to landslips and flooding * in Sydney's northwest. Buses are replacing trains on the T1 Western line between Schofields and Richmond due to flooding * services have been cancelled on the T8 airport and South line between Turrella and Revesby due to flooding * buses have replaced trains on the line to Olympic Park * trains on the Blue Mountains line are not running between Springwood and Lithgow due to landslips. A limited number of buses have replaced trains * buses have replaced trains on the south coast line between Falls and Thirroul, Wollongong, Port Kembla and Kiama due to track repairs caused by flooding. One video shared to Twitter sees hundreds of people cramming onto a single train. Another user posted pictures of commuters crowded on Parramatta Station. He also shared a screenshot of the digital train timetable at the station, which has frozen and wiped clean all of the train times, likely due to the weather. Sydney Trains addressed the multitude of delays and cancellations in a statement. Due to severe weather conditions, significant delays and cancellations are expected on most Sydney trains, NSW Trainlink Intercity and regional train services, it said. Trains run to a changed timetable. We strongly recommend avoiding non-essential travel. A later statement warned train cancellations, changes in platforms and stops may happen at short notice. You may need to change trains to complete your journey, it said. Impacts will continue through the week, as we undertake detailed inspections to ensure rail network remains safe for trains and customers. Footage and photographs have surfaced online of crowds packed onto train stations desperately waiting for their train to arrive. Pictured, Parramatta Station. A digital timetable at Parramatta Station has frozen, possibly due to the wild weather. A Sydney train staff member told Daily Mail Australia that the East Hills line has been closed due to flooding. The North Shore and Bankstown lines had major speed restrictions due to concerns about landslides. Buses replaced trains between Schofields and Richmond in both directions due to flooding on the tracks. Many frustrated Sydney commuters were forced to wait hours for some services. It's only 1 p.m. and all Sydney rail schedules have gone to hell, one commuter wrote. Double check before you head for the station. Another added, abandoning expectations that Sydney trains could get me from Central to Parramatta today. It wouldn't be so bad if they didn't keep advertising that there will be a train coming in 15 minutes, only to drop it before it arrives. Many commuters have been forced to wait hours for some train services, as wild weather causes disruptions across the network. Train lines at Campbelltown were flooded during the early hours of Tuesday morning, with commuters told to avoid the city's rail network completely and expect major delays. One commuter was stuck at Erskineville Station for more than 45 minutes trying to get to Redfern. Sydney's flood crisis escalated on Tuesday afternoon, with parts of Penrith, in the city's Greater West, and areas of Manly, on the northern beaches, going underwater. Meteorologists warned the city was entering a critical period, as the east coast is battered by more torrential rain and gale-force winds. NSW Premier Dominic Perrottet said Manly Dam is about to spill and Sydney's M5 motorway is so flooded cars were motoring through deep water, and the train depot flooded in Campbelltown. Motorists have been warned not to attempt crossing the Roseville Bridge, which links the city's north and the city, with reports of vehicles stranded on the bridge beginning to float. Central Avenue in Manly, in Sydney's northern beaches, was flooded with ankle-deep water by Tuesday afternoon, with residents who parked their car in a nearby car park unable to escape. 2 bodies, believed to be those of missing mother Hemalathosola Sachithanantham and her 34-year-old son Bramuthand, were found near a stormwater canal in Wentworthville, not far from where their hatchback was found. The bodies are yet to be identified, but are believed to those of the missing mother and son. The Bureau of Meteorology's Dean Narramore warned flooding was expected across the coast from Queensland to the Victorian border. Tough 24 hours, or even 48 hours ahead. Even if the rain does stop on Wednesday and Thursday, which it will, there's still a lot of water in these rivers, he said. Mr. Narramore said the amount of rainfall was already more than last week, and was approaching levels that occurred during the floods in March last year. 2 bodies, believed to be those of missing mother Hemalathosola Sachithanantham and her 34-year-old son Bramuthand, have been found near where a car was abandoned in a stormwater canal in Sydney's west. The NSW State Emergency Service issued urgent evacuation orders for suburbs including Chipping Norton, Georges Hall, and parts of Holsworthy, Landsvale, and Milpera. Other suburbs told to evacuate immediately include parts of Moorebank, parts of Warwick Farm, Picnic Point, Pleasure Point, and Sandy Point. If you remain in the area, you may be trapped without power, water, and other essential services, and it may be too dangerous to rescue you, the order states. The SES predicted even more torrential rain would create dangerous conditions in the mid-north coast, Sydney, Hunter, South Coast, and Illawarra. Heavy rain has caused flash flooding and river height rises overnight across these locations, and further heavy rainfall, flash flooding, and river rises are possible today, it said about 5 a.m. on Tuesday. Strong winds are expected which could cause trees and power lines to fall. Landslides are also possible, which could block roads. Damaging winds strong enough to bring down power lines and topple trees are forecast to wreak further chaos, as those affected by the floods are urged to unplug household appliances during the flash flooding. BOM also instructed residents to avoid using their phones during storms, keep clear of creeks and storm drains, and keep children and pets inside wherever possible. NSW State Emergency Service Commissioner Carleen York said the major areas of concern across NSW are Kempsey, Kuroki, the Georges and Hawkesbury Nepean River, Shoalhaven, St George's Basin, and Sussex Inlet. Residents on 10 low-lying streets in Sussex Inlet have been ordered to evacuate by 12 p.m. on Tuesday as floodwaters rise in the St George's Basin.